So today we're having a look at the mod Paladin Sword, a Brotherhood of Steel melee weapon. So to get these swords, technically 1 to 2 of these, so to get the standard Paladin Sword, you can either get it from completing the quest upon becoming a Paladin, and that's also how you get the unique one, Dance Requiem. But you can also buy the standard Paladin swords from the guy in the Pridwin, saying it is only supposed to be Brotherhood of Steel merchants. As all, I don't know if there's a few NPCs that are around you can recruit unique ones. I don't know if they would count as proper vendors. So I want to know if it really is doing the Pridwin. So yes, so to get the if you're most likely going to go for the unique one, as you've still to become a Paladin. Depending on your choices, essentially, it will obviously depend on the outcome. So, if you are trying to get Dance's Requiem, you want to save Dance. Now, that's either when you're inside the bunker, you essentially admit to saving him. Well, technically, you save him when you're in the bunker and then you go on the outside. Now, interesting thing I found, because I tested pretty much all the options, or more or less all the options I know for this. So if you execute Dance inside the bunker, upon returning to Outer Maxon on the Pridwin and becoming Paladin rank, you'll get, or at least I got, a assortment of random weapons, which are like a minigun, I think a Gatling laser, and a missile launcher. So heavy weapons, pretty much. If you execute Dance on the outside of the bunker, so that is when, as is, you tell Dance to come out, or you go sort of the route of saving him, and you take him outside. This is the last 3 options, essentially. If you execute Dance on the outside, or Outer Maxon executes him, or he executes himself on the inside as well, that also does it. All those give the Paladin sword. So, as is, if you do end up executing him yourself on the inside of the bunker, you will only get random weapons. So your only options to get either, if you want the unique one, you'll have to go with the actual saving him. Depends on how you're actually playing. So it's the sort of thing there. And as is, if you're just wanting the standard version, you can either, let him execute himself. As is, by doing that, you walk outside of the elevator and or any of the other options. So essentially, that's pretty much just a note of wanting to know exactly how to get what. Also, for anyone, I will say, let me know if you do try and do the execute Dance on the inside yourself, if you do actually get the Paladin sword, or if you get random weapons, because as is, all the other options gave the Paladin sword, or again, the unique one. Now, as is, it does say a unique given based on your choice in that quest. So I don't know if there's actually supposed to be more than one. My guess is Dance Requiem is also, as is, supposed to be the only unique one. As is, cannot confirm that, but as is, for what I've tested, that does seem to be only the unique one. Anyway, so for damage numbers, so if you do get the base Paladin sword, this comes in with 37 damage, not bad, but the Dance Requiem. Now this, when you do get this, you get it comes in with 62 damage. Now it does also have the dog tags mod currently on it when you first get it. I don't know what mods we've got on this yet, so as we'll be looking at in a minute. But as is, all in all, essentially, I will say, even if you're not wanting to kind of save Dance, as is, I'll see if that's depending on if you're doing a role-playing playthrough sort of thing. If you're going to execute Dance, you won't be able to get the unique version. I sort of will say, I hope maybe we get some type of more unique versions for that sort of reason of, if you do execute Dance yourself, there should kind of be an option for a different sword for that, I kind of think. But as is, hopefully some of that gets added, or it may already be in, but just didn't work for me. Anyway, so let's have a look at the modifications for this. So, okay, so standard blade, we're looking at that here. So, interestingly enough, that goes down to 36, which is actually one less than the Paladin Sword's standard blade. So, we'll say that's quite interesting. We'll have a quick squeeze. I'm quite sure these are supposed to have unique sounds depending on it. Although that's a standard sword, I don't think it would. I don't have the Paladin Sword. It has not showed up in the vending or the vendor yet for me, unfortunately. So what have we got? Serrated blade, so they're sort of the same. So yes, dog tag blade and serrated blade are essentially the same blade. It's just literally dog tags. Heated blade looks cool. Have a look at that one. No, that is really nice. Do we... Any different sounds? Doesn't sound like it. I will say that we'll have a proper look at that. That is really nice. That is, and see again, I can understand that as is it. This makes perfect sense. As is with the Elixir here. I also didn't realize that I could still zoom in on stuff. I found that out Elixir earlier. But anyway, yes, as is like with the 3 batteries hooked up to the wire, and then that goes down that blade, or the metal rod there, and then it heats up that blade there. Now, I will say what's cool with this, because I have actually seen videos online of people doing stuff like this. So, if I understand, this is exactly how it is supposed to work, is essentially, because of the way, I don't exactly know the full logic behind it, but I do know that does make sense, although, only problem there is where the metal is, that's kind of the only place that's going to be actually heated properly. So in one way as well, that's possibly going to make the metal weaker to my knowledge. So it looks cool, but also on the same hand, I kind of think in real life that would probably break your blade for that reason. There'd be too much heat. I will just say, as is to my knowledge, essentially, if it's been like if it's been hardened and that, if you reheat it and sort of stuff constantly like that, that would literally either shatter the blade at some point or essentially just ruin it. So as is for design and that, it looks phenomenal. But yeah, that does look awesome. But again, probably going to be better for the standard blade in an all reality of sense. So let's have a look at then the Cryo. So Cryo's technically weaker by a little bit. What's it going to look like? Okay, now that is pretty cool. I will say I like the fact of the cells. I was actually just thinking now maybe the flame tank things would work, but also with the heat blade, yes, the coils have to be literally have batteries in that to heat them and all that, so that makes sense. But that does look cool. I mean, it doesn't look as cool like in the preview there, but when you're looking at like there, that ice blade type of sort of look there, that is really nice. Can I actually put that down there for a minute? There we go. So yeah, that does look phenomenal. Again, it kind of just looks like a giant piece of ice, essentially as a blade, but that still just looks awesome. Let's have a look at the rest of the modifier. There should be about 9. Electric blade. What type of... so we've got a few other ones. I don't even know how to pronounce that one. Okay, so there's a few really cool ones. Okay, again, preview. That looks phenomenal. Type of fusion. See, those kind of... those aren't exactly flame cells. I don't know exactly what those would be called, but like... the lightning in the blade, but that also makes it kind of look... I don't know why it looks like a short sword. But that's kind of my... I'm probably thinking the electric blade is probably my most favorite so far. Like, the lightning in the blade looks really cool. I like that they've got, like, the jumper cable type things on there. As is that... so far, like, that is just... probably the most cool-looking blade. Oh, it's... oh my god, that's becoming better. So it doesn't sound like there's any different sound effects for swinging, but like it's literally got lightning in it. That is phenomenal. Actually, if I drop that, no? Okay, that is a shame. Oh, wrong one. But you know, that is just awesome. That's probably going to take the cake for coolest blade. Although, again, we got the serrated blades, so there's not really too much of a difference. I would actually probably have to say serrated electric blade, I think, would probably be the best one so far. Adds electric damage and bleeds. That's a little bit lower than the dog tag blade, but it's got that electric sort of stuff. Laser blade? Okay. That's looking interesting. Okay, so that's like the one thing out of sort of like 76. Okay, so see, that's a weird thing. It shows there, but then when you got a front or like a side view, not exactly type of view, but like you can see the blade. It's like the I can't remember. It's like the sort of laser plasma cutter thing, 576 type of thing. The blade's green on that one, but still, that one, like, that does look cool. Not my most favourite. My most favourite is definitely going to have to be the lightning one, I'm thinking. And then our last blade, photonic, I think it is. Is this like a grappling hook? Oh, okay, so we've got like the lightnings type of thing. That is quite cool. I was wondering what was going on there. So again, you can sort of see, yeah, the vision's a bit weird there, but also this reminds me of the Crucible blade from Doom. Actually, I can at least she shows better when I'm not inside the settlement. Unfortunately enough, the same thing the movie camera around is literally to get into the workshop. I'm gonna have to change something at some point, but that just reminds me of the Crucible blade out of Doom Eternal. That is just, yeah, that probably this and the light or the electric blade I'd probably say is my favourite. But I'm going to test these out on some ghouls. I will say I should have snagged the Paladin power armor as well. I want to go serrated for that. I'm going to go test these out. Okay, good. I was going to say, don't tell me it's not going to work now. I do also like the fact it's not constant lightning. It's like it shocks between, like it still goes, stops and goes sort of thing. I really do like that. Although, okay, I was going to say in third person it didn't look like it was working, but it is now. Oh, I let out too many. That's right, I've got Pain Train on as well. But, all in all, that is, like, that's not bad damage. Oh, there goes a leg. Get rid of these for a minute. Honestly, Pain Train is better than everything. I think everyone can face that one. I'm losing too many pieces now. Can we, we got one more? No? One more. Okay, that took like 3 hits. Everyone else took like, one took 1, so. But, all in all, I mean, again, melee weapons kind of aren't the greatest in it. And I mean, again, this is always without perks, so.
Looks like your karma's paying off.
Like, as is without perks, like, that is still a really great weapon. And that, as is, I love it. I'm guessing that the standard Paladin sword does not have a what you call it, a option for dog tags, would be my guess. I'm going to go over to the Pridwin right now. That's going to be all pretty much for this, but I will go to the Pridwin now and just show everyone exactly where you should be able to buy these from, for anyone who does not know of the guy here in the Pridwin. As is that. Oh wow, it's even covered in blood, and you can still see the blood, or in the
Paladin.
lightning sort of thing. That is just awesome. As there's like mods like these are just phenomenal, and in a way, they actually work
This is a
well.
reminder. Any recovered historical, technological, or
For
social
that sort of reason,
documentation should be
like
delivered directly to
the
workers.
batteries on them make perfect sense for that
That is
reason.
all.
Welcome back.
It's not something like
Heard
just
about
glued
dams.
together type of thing.
I'm looking for some
Now, do
firepower.
you have
Sure.
a Paladin sword? No. But yeah, anyway, he's supposed to essentially sell the sword. So, Proctor Tegan. I couldn't remember what his name was earlier. But yes, that's essentially all for this. Definitely go check this out if you're going to be running a... Well, see, again, the great thing with this, even though this is a Brotherhood of Steel mod, obviously this would work well if you're not going to go Brotherhood of Steel, like if you're obviously going to save dance, you know, if you are going to go full Brotherhood of Steel playthrough, you're probably going to end up executing dance, so you're going to get the standard version, so, and also as well with this version, I just remembered, although I'll probably have it on the thing showing the damage of it. It does also do 40% less AP. So if you are using this in VATS with like Blitz, phenomenal it would be. Actually, do I have enough points I could chuck into Blitz? There we go. So yeah, you could get a fair few attacks in with this weapon. Anyway, as this, hope everyone has enjoyed, and I shall see everybody next time.